Alright everybody, welcome back to the Driveway Engineer. It's a 650 horsepower build, doesn't it look like it? Nah, I'm just mowing my lawn. My in-laws are getting ready to sell the house over there, so I'm trying to keep it look nice. Well, let me pull out all my race parts and re-kajigger everything. If you guys stick around here through the video, there's a couple time lapses. But I do go over the different intakes, I go over the build, I go over the basics of how to wire one of these swaps with the factory harness. I will actually cover how to wire the harness all together in another video. So just know that it starts out with this time lapse, and I'm going to switch to music here and bring you guys back. Alright everybody, welcome back to the Driveway Engineer. As you just saw, getting that thing up off that pallet was a bit of a debacle, but I got Coco here to help me today. I'm going to show you how I'm going to turn all this into 650 horsepower. So my main goal for today is to get that harness onto that engine and the correct intake onto it so that we can have it ready, and injectors, so we can have it ready to start this week. I'm missing the starter bolts, so I just ordered a set from ICT Billet for like $9. I'm not going to the junkyard to lay in the Herpesiphilus rocks for a set of $9 bolts. To recap, what we have is a drive-by-wire LM7, and what I'm going to use is a P59, which is an 03 and up ECU. I'm going to use a return style fuel injector. So yeah, let me throw you on a time lapse. I'm going to pull that intake off. I'm going to put the correct one on. Actually, what I'm going to do is segue into another video about the intakes and the differences. But then I'm going to pull that intake off. The remainders of that harness, this harness was cut, which is why it would have been okay to use for a micro squirt or whatever, but not doing a micro squirt. So that AC compressor is coming off. Not going to use that in a race truck. Everything else is staying. So yeah, the overall plan is to get this running, get the right intake on it, and PCM hack onto it, get it running NA like that. I'll tear the heads off, get the cam out of it, send it out for regrind to Delta cams, and then put it back in with the cam, fire it back up, do some more tuning, and put the turbo on it and put it in this truck. So let's begin. Alright, so that only took like 15 minutes. There wasn't much to it, and I didn't mind cutting it. There's several things to unpack about this harness that I want you guys to know. This is just LS harnesses in general. You'll hear people say there's a lot of grounds. You know, make sure your grounds are good. There's a ground here. There's a ground here. And I will climb up here. There's a ground just in front of the motor mount on the lower side of the block. Here. Those are your grounds from the factory. This particular vehicle must have been Hydro Boost. It has 3 lines coming off of the power steering pump. So this one's the feed that goes around there to the back. This one is the return. I can tell because it's got a low pressure clamp on it. And this one's the return from the Hydro Boost unit. So you can just cap this one off. People ask that a lot. I got 3 lines, what do I do? Cap that one off. Let's see what else we got. I don't know where that thing went. The evap purge things, a thing people ask about a lot. I don't see it. I don't know what I did with it. Oh, here it is. That's this thing. It sits to the front of the intake. Mine's broken. It sits up here though. That's for the evap. You don't need it. You might have a giant hole right here, or you might have a metal plug, or it might be cast shut like this. That's EGR. You don't need it. I think that's about it without getting into the intake differences that I don't want to do right now. So I'll be right back. Alright, so it's late afternoon, and as you guys just saw, I took the stuff down to the car wash, washed it off the best I could. These intakes always have a ton of oil in them. It's from the way the PVC works. So I tried my best to get most of that oil out. I'm sure, yeah, I'm pretty sure I got all the water back out of it. It's been sitting here in the sunshine, it's hot as blazes, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw this on there and we'll recap what I've done, what I started with, what I used, and what I've done. I'll be right back. Alright, so I wanted to pause right here and explain again to you guys that when I tell you folks, all you happy people in the world, to just use the factory harness as is, I literally mean just use the factory harness as is. I usually start from this bracket right here, and you see that, like, this is the main branch of the harness, right? I plop this on there, I spend a few minutes unraveling the different plugs. They kind of only go where they belong though. There's a coil plug. These are injector plugs. You're not going to put that injector plug in that injector because this one's longer. This whole branch goes to the fuse block and PCU, and there's the TAC module plug dangling. If I were keeping drive-by cable, most of this leg, this goes to the they literally reach right where they go. Like, look at that. This goes to the notch sensor, and the notch sensor comes up from down here and hooks on like that, and bam, we got a notch sensor. This goes to the oil pressure sensor, this goes to the camshaft sensor, this goes to the ground that's right there on the back of the head. This is the leg down to the transmission. It's an O2 sensor plug right there. This is a I forget, part neutral, whatever, neutral safety switch, vehicle speed sensor, and a transmission plug. That's going to have to be rewired for a 4060, and all I have to do is add the input speed sensor and switch to, excuse me, 2 pins around there. let's go over this real quick. I actually have the donor bracket still on, but you can bolt your little battery bracket right here. Your cable goes up to your battery here in the factory. This goes up to the back of the alternator. That goes over there to the coolant temp sender. You get the idea. Like, these plugs are not that complicated. This whole little deal goes under, down, and around. There's another ground, or is that the starter wire? I bet that's the starter wire. There's the crank sensor. Here's the starter trigger wire. Not actually going to use that in a swap. But yeah, it kind of goes in a logical fashion. So I'll bring you guys back when I actually have that installed in a different video. For right now, I think I'm going to wrap this one up today. I think we're more or less good to go here. My weekend's over. The sun's going to be down shortly. I got to clean this up and straighten this trailer back out. So put my truck away, make this look presentable so my in-laws can sell their house. But yeah, I mean, we're in good shape. I am going to go real quick, not in this video though. So hopefully you guys are in for the 650 horsepower build. Hopefully you're believers. If you're not, if you're skeptics, that's cool. You can follow along too. Laugh at me while I fail, or apologize when I succeed. But yeah, the main reason for cleaning that up, I clean everything that I take off up so that I don't get so messy and then get in my nice truck. But otherwise, there's no need. You could just put this in the way it was. I'm going to get manifold studs on the way. They're 13 bucks. And we'll continue on the build. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you're liked and subscribed, and we'll see you next time.